being happy is really fucking hard, and being happy all the time is not a reasonable expectation. I have been struggling with anxiety, depression, CPTSD, whatever you want to call it, basically since as long as I can remember, and having like anxiety attacks for quite a while as well. Um, I think that there is this idea in like the mental health space or like even the healing space that like if when you're gonna hack it one day, like one day you're gonna do enough cold plunges, you're gonna find the right meditation, breathing exercise, and or do the right hallucinogenic drug, and you're gonna do it. And I've dabbled in pretty much all of those things, and what I have to say is that it's not fucking true. I think it's literally a load of shit that is being sold um, in whatever way, whether it be through sort of like intellectual selling, like when you go to the psychiatrist and they prescribe you something, and implicitly, like when you think, okay, like antidepressant, anti-anxiety med, like it's gonna take it all away, but it's not actually going to address like the root cause of what's going on, which is just that like it's different for every person, but for me it's like a combination of like genetics. It's also a little bit of like emotional neglect. It's a little bit of trauma, and just a whole lot of we live in a really fucked up world. Um, Especially for black and brown people, like hello, we live in a world that literally doesn't value us, especially for people who are born female at birth, people who don't conform to the gender binary, people who are not heterosexual or cisgender. Like the list goes on and on and on. People who are not class privileged, people who are not able bodied, like the existence of our bodies and just walking around is constantly being shouted down on and criticized by so much, so much. And I have struggled with some chronic illness as well. And I really feel like that has brought me into even more of an understanding place of just how existing in this crazy place that we call, Earth. For me, it's like the United States is just a trip in and of its own. And to be honest, I'm more like, you haven't been diagnosed with something, like what's going on with you? Like, are you okay? Like, are you do you know about what's going on? Do you know about the genocides? Do you know about like people being killed and kidnapped? Like that, watching that, the human mind was never built to process something on that scale. Like it makes sense that every time you open like a little portal on your phone and you see like people being harmed and shot and killed, that or bombed and like their homes destroyed, that you would begin to feel some type of way chronically, um mentally, emotionally. Like of course it makes sense. And when I start meeting with someone or I'm looking into a new form of treatment and they're saying, "Oh, it's going to solve all your problems, like just subscribe to this like $60 plan." And the premium one is of course like $100, and the executive level is like $250. It's just like, ugh, that's not true. That's not true. And I really encourage anybody who is on that that level of awareness of like trying to feel better in just the day to day to literally unsubscribe from those things, and also unsubscribe to the mentality that like there's someone out there who knows what's going to fix you, because every single one of us is unique and we have unique experiences, and the only person who knows everything we've been through, and that is essential to treatment, um or even to support, like I don't even want to call it treatment because there's nothing really wrong, but like the only person who knows all of that and can therefore help you like is you. Like you are the one who can look inside of you and just know what's going on. Like sure, maybe if you haven't done a ton of introspection and you haven't had the time or energy or know where to find the right books, you might verbalize your experience to a professional and they'll come back at you with, a diagnosis, a medicine that might help, some coping mechanisms to go along with all of that. But at the end of the day, you are the best source on you. And there's nothing mind-bogglingly silly as like paying for a miracle treatment that is gonna fix you up and wrap you up in a nice little bow and send you out into this capitalist society to be a nice productive member, because that doesn't exist. Like us as humans, we're not built to be working 40 plus hours a week. We're not built to be, worried every single day about how we're going to pay rent, how we're going to pay a mortgage, how we're going to support a family, how we're going to help our neighbors when we feel like we literally can't. And a lot of times, like, there's very little that we can do. But our minds were not made for that. Our minds were made for walking outside and picking berries and hunting, maybe, and doing some more looking for mushrooms, maybe. Like, we were not made to sit at a desk and slave away. We were not meant to work insane hours in an Amazon warehouse. Like, that's just not what ourselves like evolved to. Like, we're literally evolved to be animals that like eat, shit, fuck, sleep. That's pretty much it. Lay down, hang the fuck out, socialize, gossip. Like, those are all really essential survival skills. And we don't use them anymore. Those things are seen as like luxuries. Oh, like you sleep 8 hours in a day. Like, oh my God, that's awesome. You are able to be intimate with your partner or partners like X amount of times a week. Oh my gosh, like what's your secret? And it's also seen as a reward, like when we feed ourselves, when we fuel our bodies. Like it's a radical stance somehow, especially for discriminated people to be able to give themselves healthy, good sustenance. Like, what? Like, just if I stop and think about that for too long, I'm just like, oh, never mind. And we're so entrenched in it, especially in this era of my life where I'm just coming out of college. Everyone that I talk to that knows that that just happened is like, hey, you just finished college, right? Oh, what's your job? What are you going to do? Do you have a job? Are you looking for a job? What do you want to do with your job? Do you want to do that for a while? Oh, that's not gonna, how much money does that make? Do you know anyone who has that job? And it's just like all about the job. It's all about the career. And I'm like, my education and what I'm going to do for a job, as of right now, that's probably one of the least interesting things about me. I can name off the top of my head 3 things that are way more interesting than that, and none of them have to do with how productive I am. None of them have to do with like my intellectual achievements. None of that. And I'm like, what I want to talk to you about is how I went for a hike the other day and I saw a little mink. That's what I want to talk to you about. Like, this stuff to me like doesn't matter too much. Like, of course it matters in like making a living. Like, that is something that I'm very rooted in, and it's something that I'm class privileged enough to see, that I have like the luxury to take a beat and try to find a job. But it's also not something that is in any way like, I think that it gives me like a lens of clarity because of that privilege, but I'm also very rooted in the fact there are people that do not have that privilege. And I'm not saying like, oh, like shame on you for submitting to the machine. Like, no, like what I'm trying to critique is like the this cycle of ongoing stress, work, stress, work. And it's like, of course, like our bodies are all out of sync and we're, suffering from diseases. Like, that's not even really a thing that we should have to worry about, because our bodies are just reacting to the natural circumstance that is this insane world. So yeah, next time you see someone touting their recipes for, high fiber, high protein, like slimming, a meditation course, anytime an influencer is trying to sell you some sort of gadget that's like, this healed me, this red light face mask cured my acne and now I'm a happy person, this makeup product, or this makeup brand even makes me look how I want to, and it's easy and affordable, and use my code at checkout and you also can feel good and be successful like me. Just like what if you pause? Like, every time that happens and I pause, I'm just like, oh, do I actually care about this? No. Is this actually going to improve anything about my life? No. Are they selling me an actual thing or an idea? Usually it's an idea. And do I actually buy into this idea? No. So, yeah. Maybe being happy is a myth? I don't know. I haven't found the answer yet. So, let me know if you do.